Hey everyone, just a quick reminder that if you want to join me backstage every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time to chat about how we are helping communities use critical de-escalation skills, the link is in the description. There are no sign-up fees that are needed. You just need a computer, a tablet or a phone, and the link is provided in the post. These tactical skills could save your life. Hope to see you there. Have you noticed there has been an increase in anger lately? Anything from unruly airline passengers, disorderly customers, and road rage. And in the workplace, there have been some acts of unacceptable customer conduct of people acting out in public. So what's going on? And just as a side note, in researching this story, we all have heard of the term called road rage, but have you heard of air rage? Air rage is aggressive or violent behaviour on the part of passengers and crew of aircraft, especially during flight. Air rage generally covers both behaviour of a passenger or crew member that is likely to cause by physiological or psychological stresses associated with air travel, and when a passenger or crew member becomes unruly, angry or violent on an aircraft during a flight, excessive consumption of alcohol is often a cause. Well, there you go. We learned something new. Why does it seem like everyone is filled with such rage? I have to say that since the pandemic of 2020, people are experiencing a broad range of difficult emotions, including but not limited to anxiety, worry, sadness, despair, and guilt. But the one emotion that stands out above the rest, that is anger. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anger is a normal reaction to stress. It's a sign of our own personal suffering. And I'm sure that we all have experienced some kind of isolation, a loss of routine, or even prolonged uncertainty, and even grieving about the way things used to be. Remember the good old days? How are you feeling about the cost of living right now? I mean, fuel prices are up, mortgages are up, there is a shortage of rental properties, and I mean, even a head of lettuce skyrocketed to $8. And now Netflix won't allow me to share my password between households. Anger in the short term is normal. You know, it's like a bad umpire call. It tells us that we've been wronged, and hopefully it won't continue. If we didn't feel some sort of anger, whichever side of the political fence that you sit about the pandemic or the climate change or the environment, we may never have realised how resilient we are. But for some people, the 3 years of the pandemic was devastating, and sometimes we need anger to help motivate us and encourage us to make changes. Some of you watching this would be on the opposite side of anger because the pandemic gave you great joy that your organisation allowed you to work from home, and that is just the way you liked it. Now that said, prolonged uncontrolled anger is associated with long-term health effects and is detrimental to you and those around you. Let's go through some on-the-spot strategies that you can reflect on right now. I mean, ask yourself a couple of these questions. What made you so upset? Is there something about this person or situation that really angered you? Can you think of a way that you can agree with them in principle but not with their opinion? I mean, in this moment, you can acknowledge that you don't know what issues or problems other people are dealing with. And if you embrace compassion, empathy, and grace, you are more likely to have a positive impact than if you were to respond with anger. Were there times when your anger may have been just a little off the chart, like it came out of nowhere without any specific reason? For example, hearing a toddler scream at the top of their lungs because their ears have popped on an aeroplane is obviously painful to the toddler. Now, if your anger does not subside after the parent of the child has apologized, then I'm guessing this had very little to do with the screaming child. There, of course, has to be ways to blow off steam. I mean, you can listen to music, dance, draw, do household chores, or exercise. It doesn't matter what you do. Do what I do if you have to. Sit on the couch for 30 minutes and watch train travel through Norway. Yes, that's what I do. There are, of course, a lot of other ways that you can manage your anger. For one, turn off the news. Here's another way. Donate $5 to the next person at the petrol bowser. or create a podcast and invite people to join in. And finally, not least of all, seek help when you need it.